right, here we go. Live tonight. April 23rd. We're almost through April, y'all. Can you believe that? Get an early jump. Come on in, we'll see who shows up. Fill up the chat. What's up, Darren? How you doing, man? Getting it in a little earlier tonight. My day was good, productive, busy. Got a lot done. Even had a good workout. This is the first day that I haven't had to do anything with my evening in months. It's very relaxing. So I was capitalizing on the opportunity to get started here earlier. You know, typically we don't get to do that. I don't think y'all understand how much I do in a day. I don't think y'all do. It's a lot. But it's a good reason. It's a good reason. Hey, Tyler, what's up? Y'all come on in, let's fill up the chat. We'll get started. You coming in, hit that like. Welcome to the Proud Masculine live stream, April 23rd. I don't really have any topic. If anybody's got something on their mind or you got a question, drop it in the chat. We'll jump on it. Doing well, Tyler. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. Much appreciated. For all of y'all coming in and supporting my channel. Growing my channel. Growing my community. We'll see if we can get back going again. Seems like things have slowed a bit, but that's okay. That's just part of the process. Pog Whisperer. Yo there, I'm a young brother from the hood. I got an issue, I'm only attracted to pogs. White butts have become irresistible to me. What's wrong with me? Can you fix me? Pog is fat ass white girl. I know what a pog is. What you think? Well, thank you, Tyler. That's a beautiful thing to say. Thank you. There ain't nothing wrong with your Pog Whisperer. You like what you like. Go with it. There's something about a white girl with a fat ass that'll just change your life. No man can resist. Go with it. There's nothing wrong with you, my son. You're a perfectly healthy young man. What up, G? What's up, Rands? Y'all coming in, smash that like for me. Let's fill up the chat. We'll get going. There you go, Pog. You all good, man. I went through a Pog phase. Thank you, Pog. Thanks for the sub, man. So yeah, y'all, what's going on? How was everybody's day? I had a very productive day. I put in a mean workout. I feel it. I haven't been able to get into the gym as consistently and go hard just because of time. I went to the gym. I did deadlifts, all kind of stuff. Yeah, it's night here too, yo. It's 9 o'clock on my end. Oh, well, thank you, Tyler. You know, you can follow me on Instagram. I got my link in the description. Also, y'all can join the Telegram if you want to get my lives. Because you definitely get the alert. What's up, Gambit? I'm from Louisiana, yo. Where you from? What's your favorite muscle workout that you like to do? Do you have a favorite? I think I love deadlifting the most. Deadlifting is just something about it. Serbia, wow. That's a ways out. I know some Serbs out here in Louisiana. Yeah, New Orleans. That's right. I was dating a Moldovan girl, and the Eastern European community is very tight here in this part of Louisiana. And one of our fourth or fifth times meeting, she invited me to a party. There's a Serbian guy who had family in from Serbia. His dad had served in the Serbian military, and it's cool. Boy, y'all know how to party, I can tell you that. Hello from Russia. Привет. Yeah, yo. The guy whose house I went by didn't live too far from the French Quarter, uptown. Very good party. Good food, good people. If y'all don't know Eastern Europeans, there are some similarities, but they have a pretty amazing culture. And I've remained friends with some of the guys that I met through her. Just a good group of dudes. They really look out for one another. It's very community based. I really like that. Christian Orthodox, community based people. BS. Here we go, y'all. That's a good question. Let's roll on that. BS says, Proud Masculine, thank you for your content. Can you discuss how to perform a detailed self-analysis on the state of one's life? I certainly can. We'll get into it. So anybody coming in, I'm going to pause the chat. So if I don't see your question right away, just be cool till I'm finished my talk, whatever it is I'm talking about. Speak a little bit. Then I'll scroll through the chat and catch up. If you really have a question, if you have a serious question that you want answered right away, drop it in the super chat. I'll get right to it. Or if you feel compelled to donate to the value of which you feel like you have received from this channel. All likes, subs, memberships, donations, much appreciated. It's just me on this channel, no sponsors, no anything. And it all goes back into the channel. So anyway, all right, here we go. We're going to get into BS's question. Can you discuss how to perform a detailed self-analysis on the state of one's life? I certainly can. And you could do this in a regular notebook, which you should have anyway, as a journal. And what you need to do is break up your life in these categories: mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. All right? And under each one of those, there's some subcategories. Say mentally, let's just go with physically. All right? You can put a lot of things, a lot of subcategories in with physical. Your body composition, your fitness, your health. Your fashion goes with physical. And there's some things that lap over into other things. But tell you what, make it easier. Your financial, your business, your social, and your romantic. So you can take a category like socially. Are you where you want to be? Get one page and start going just on social. Don't stop until it's done. So socially, I'd like to be more outgoing. I'd like to have a better quality of friends. I would like to be less awkward in social situations. A lot of guys deal with that. Like they really don't know how to start a conversation out of thin air. They don't really know how to blend in different environments. Like it has to be a very structured way for them to really get along in a social situation. And that's killing your life experience. So what you can do is write that down. And then you have to be brutally honest about your state, the state of the situation. And this is the only way this works, is if you take full accountability for where you are and where you want to go. And in order to move forward and grow, you're going to have to understand the things that need to be worked on. So you'll break down the social into friend, peers, your hobbies, habits, and things like that. Say you deal with, you're a little socially awkward. Well, there's things you can do about that. Like they have plenty of content on YouTube. Or if you work with somebody like me, I'll put you off on a little program to help you start getting more integrated and socially. You could do things like Toastmasters, learn how to just talk. Google conversations. Conversations are all about questions. Who's asking the best questions? Quality questions. Intriguing questions that show that you're really present and it shows authenticity. Be able to talk about various subjects. Don't be nailed down to just one thing, only your interest. Broaden your mind a little bit. Read some books. Read some books about self-help. Read some books about business. Have a basic understanding of politics. And you can also just look around and, find like the most common things that are discussed. And I'm not saying be unauthentic. I'm not saying fake to be able to, fit in with people. That's not what I'm suggesting at all. But there is and then, through that discovery process, you'll also find the things that interest you and get involved with that. So, but the first thing you need to do is look at where you are deficient. But don't stop there. Next to a deficiency, put a strength. Not only put a strength with a deficiency, you want to put a solution. So, for instance, socially awkward have a hard time meeting people. And then you could say, but once I get to know somebody, I'm a great friend, and we really get close. So there's your answer to that. Then below that, below the where you're lacking, you can say, that's just a limited self-belief I have. I'm just as capable, just as socially capable as anybody. I just need more time and practice. I have the potential. And then, through this simple process of breaking down these categories and listing the deficiency, the strength, and the solution, what you've automatically done is started to reprogram your whole approach to life. And not only that, it will help you understand yourself better. So you can find these deficiencies and things where you lack, and you look at these important categories in life and uncover that so you can work on them and fix them. Some of the things need some pretty serious work and help, and you got to be willing to do the work. We're just talking about like an assessment. I call it a personal inventory. And I think every man should do this. Understand where you're lacking in finance. Where are you lacking in fitness? Do you lack with being muscular? Eating habits? Your habits overall? Drugs, alcohol, porn? Like, what do you do? And you just go down through, the different categories of life that has to do with everything, and list your deficiencies, list your strengths, and then list a solution to the problem. Sometimes a solution could just be put more effort. Read a book about something, get a better idea, get some help, get a coach. A lot of guys come to me for dating and relationships. That's where I come in. We work on other things because by default, through the process, you're going to learn some things about yourself and build a different self-image over time. And ultimately, that's what you want to do. But, you have to be the one to ask the hard questions and face the hard truths. Everybody has things they don't like about themselves that they try to keep hidden even from themselves. What you resist persists. What you face disappears. What you resist persists. Listen to that. You keep resisting the fact that you have character flaws and have some limited thinking going on and pretend like it doesn't exist, and you'll just hide it from the rest of the world and ignore it. It doesn't go away. It just makes it stronger. Because at a certain point, it's inevitable. The deeper into something you get, the deeper you go internally to look at them old wounds and that stuff that you don't like about yourself that you try to keep hidden, inevitably is going to come up to surface, and it will reveal itself to you every time. So why not get ahead of it and just say, come on out. Let's get to know each other. Let me get to know the afraid side of me. Let me go get to know the part of me that doubts me. Let me get to know the part of me that talks to me in a negative way and tells me I'm not worth it. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve. I'm not capable. Get to know it. Don't be afraid of it. It's already there. It's never going to go away on its own. It's a part of you that's been put there, and it's sitting there, and it's not just going to disappear. It takes effort, it takes consistency, it takes discipline, and it takes strength, because you're going to have to endure through some uncomfortable truths about yourself in order to improve that. You're going to be able to rid yourself of some of these things, and some of these things that people see as a negative, that's a darkness about them, can still be used to apply to real life in certain situations. That's actually a tool. But never deny yourself. And by you not accepting the less favorable side of yourself, you're essentially denying yourself. Therefore, you can't be whole. You're fragmented. And no matter how hard you try, that part of yourself is not going to be happy that you try to keep it hidden. And it'll always stay there until you let it free. So it's best to just come and acknowledge and face. Which you resist persists. Which you face disappears. And once you acknowledge these, it's called the shadow parts of yourself, the dark side, you can actually have a relationship with it. A healthy relationship with the dark side of you. Because you're not denying it anymore. And you know it's a part of you. And you don't want to be ashamed of yourself. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between what you feel and good or bad. Your subconscious does. Your brain is there to keep you alive. And you got to look at how your life is being affected by the things you think and the things you hide from. That's the very things that need to be let out into the light and faced and accepted. I'm not saying you can't work on it. I'm not saying you can't take those old limiting beliefs and doubt and fear and work through it and turn it into qualities and attributes where you actually start realizing your potential. But that'll never happen until you start by facing these things. How was that, BS? Billy the Kid, what's up? Henry, assalamu alaikum. Alaikum salam. PM, DT, on. What's up, DT? Billy the Kid, is drinking every night after school a problem? Yes, Billy the Kid, that is not healthy. Not healthy, especially at your age. Luther Marshall says, in Spetsnaz, Russian Special Forces, they do a psychological evaluation of a person's fears. If they're afraid of heights, they take them up in a helicopter. If they're afraid of cramped spaces, they get buried. Wow. And that's the way you get rid of it, honestly. Zax, what up, brother? Glad to see you doing well. What happened to the kitchen background? Well, we moved the table out. I actually remodeled the kitchen. I'm still in the middle. I painted the cabinets. Come on, I'll give y'all a quick tour. Y'all want to tour the kitchen real quick? Y'all want to see the work I did really quick? We're still in the middle of remodeling, but the table I used to keep right here in the middle is now over here. Nope. So I just moved it to the other room. Was that a Nick stick? Yeah, it's a vape. Yes, it was. Very good. Good attention to detail, Billy the Kid. I'm a nicotine fiend, yo. My girlfriend brings them home. And I don't bring it with me all day, but when I'm home, I pop on it a little bit. They taste so damn good. They taste like candy. Have y'all ever tasted these things? It's like eating a piece of candy with some of this stuff. Yeah, I don't hit it hard. Like that thing I've been having for like 3 weeks. It just sits in the house. I don't smoke it every day. Do y'all want to see this kitchen or not? I'm up here walking around. Nobody's answered me. If not, I'm going to sit back in my spot. All right, here we go. This is where I used to sit before. If y'all could recognize above me, the cabinets and the boxes up overhead, right? All of this has been painted with a thing called agreeable gray. What's next up? Let me see. But you see the color, and I changed up some of the trim. I changed up some of the trim here. Let me show you. Hold on. And, you know, I got all the lighting squared away up top. The trim here used to be the fluted trim. So I changed all of that out. It used to be that fluted with the fingers in it. So I changed that out into just flat. Give everything a good linear flat. And let the etching of the cabinets be the accent, right? Just see, this thing is next. I'm actually going to take these planks. This is cypress. We'll take these cypress planks all the way up, like so. And that's going to go up. See? I went and got that today. Then next is we're going to do the beaded board on the back of the backsplash and then line it with a cypress trim. So it'll be an undetermined color with the raw cypress here bordering. This is just a piece of the old trim. Shit. Didn't mean to do that. Hold on, y'all. Get that out of the way. But this is just a piece of old trim, but we're gonna have the same, just a very thin linear look to go with the rest. And this is gonna be complete cypress. If you can see the pieces I have on the counter there, there's my steak. We're gonna have the cypress slats going all the way up. It's probably 7/16 by 6 inch all the way up. And we're gonna leave that natural. Yeah, it's gonna look good when it all comes out. And all of this is gonna be the beaded board back here with the cypress trim lining everything, raw cypress. Oh, brother, don't mess with me with the cooking the steak. I know how to cook a fucking steak. I'm actually jumping back on carnivore for a couple of weeks. So I started today. So I had me some steak, eggs, and sausage. So anyway, yeah, that's the kitchen. Let's see, I missed some. Goober said, I consolidated most of my debt, found a small loan at 15% at $50 a month, but I'm going to do 75. Freed up about $200 in payments, bud. There you go, Goober. Way to go, man. That thing ain't just a hat rack, is it? Good, man. I love to hear that. Andy Williams, do I remember you? I don't know, man. Thank you, Goober. It does look nice. He says, looks, brother, I can't even see the brown anymore. Yeah, the brown's gone. I got in here, I took all the cabinets apart, ripped all the old trim, installed new trim, sanded everything down, sprayed, you know, some good grip primer on everything, a good cover, oil base, and then came back with 3 coats of urethane enamel. Urethane. 6 inches cures all, my brother. Rex Alexis, I think I've heard you say that. Chicago says she likes the tube steak smothered in underwear. Well, your lucky day. I happen to have one stewing just for you. The match. What is that, Bubba? I'm Chief Justice. I'm on my account. Oh, yeah, Andy, I remember you. You missed the whole kitchen tour, Chicago. You just missed it. Well, I was going to get some ribeyes, Billy the Kid, and there was just this pack of tenderloin that was just sitting there. It looked so good, I just grabbed it. And I came home and fired up the grill. Charcoal, not gas, charcoal. And they had this good sausage made here in Louisiana, which was pepper jack and something. I don't know, but it's a real good sausage. So I cooked, I ate, now I'm on. And I'm back on carnivore for a couple of weeks. I need to reset my body. I haven't been able to work out as much. I'm getting a fucking belly. I'm just telling y'all. Losing my tone and shit. I can't have that. I've spent years keeping my body up and keeping in shape. What's up, Ketty? Good to see you. Hello there. So if y'all in here right now, hit the like button if you have not yet. Make sure you smash that like for me. And y'all know I put a Telegram channel up. Telegram channel. Link is in the description so you can get the notifications when I go live. I copy the live link and everyone. Oh, okay, you've been in there, all right. Next time you grow some hickory. Well, it's funny that you say that, because I did. It's either hickory or mesquite. I always throw a block in there. But yeah, smart advice. I always throw a little smoke in there. I'll put the I'll put 2 hunks in there on either side and just cover it. Boy, let that smoke roll up, get it real hot, put the steaks on, close the lid again. I'll open up the chimney for a little bit, let it air out, get some air back in there, fire it up again. Close it back, it'll get the smoking again, flip it. I only smoke it for, I don't know, 7-8 minutes. And then I just open the lid. You like that chandelier, Wes? I'd have it on, but that motherfucker's so bright. It just makes a big bright spot on my face. It's, I also repainted, all this. I did that wall over there. And then it turns the corner right there. I did that wall the same. Repainted all of this. Like all the ceilings and walls and trim. So we just knocking shit out. That's what we're doing. And that vent hood I showed y'all is next. Then I got to repaint the kitchen. So, but I love doing these projects around the house. I love taking care of my house. I don't know why people don't do that more often. Like why men have such an aversion to taking pride in their house and making it nice. And it's something I get to do for my love, for Mrs. Proudmasculine. This house is $600,000, DT. 600, but that's the land and all. That's everything included. But yeah. And I know men who get frustrated with their wives. Even my ex, I didn't. The only thing I'd get frustrated because she would still bitch. But if she wanted to do stuff, I'd do it. I'm a man who's capable of doing that. Why wouldn't I want to do that for my home? We can build a house. It's the woman who makes it a home for you and her and the children, right? And people get frustrated. Like, I just did this 5 years ago. I just did the cabinets 5 years ago. They're just best budget steak, skirt steak. Can't go wrong. But if you look right, you can find good cuts of meat on sale. You get them a couple days before, wrap them tight and freeze them. Butcher paper and saran wrap, butcher paper, put them in a freezer. And they'll stay better longer. But you can get some badass ribeye, New York strip, anything. They always have the day or two before expiration sales where they knock off, like sometimes it's half the price. Say it's $17.99 for a New York strip. You might be able to get it for $8, $9, which is just as expensive as ground meat. So be on the lookout for that. Shop smart. But yeah, like I was saying, And the guy's complaining, like, I just did that like 5 years ago. And we just changed this. Dude, that's what women like to do. They like to change things. They like to change the environment. Women go on a whim of the moment, how they feeling in the moment. And, obviously if she wanted to repaint the house every fucking week, that would be a no-go. But if every couple of years she wants to do something to beautify the home or change the atmosphere or change the vibe, why not go along with it? I don't see, if you have the resources and the time and the money. But a woman's creativity and attention to the home is what makes it a home, right? What's up, Antonio? That's what you want. You want a woman who nests. She nests. That's what women do. Yeah, they change shit up a lot. They want to paint things, different color, move the furniture, move the pictures, different kind of pictures, different kind of style, different kind of. So what? Let her. What is the harm in that? That's actually a good sign when a woman settles in and wants to put the house a certain way. That means she's invested. That means she's interested. That means she's happy. And that's actually a good sign. She's not trying to work you unnecessarily. That's her telling you, I need your help. I want to make this place our home. Can you help me? Can you do this and I'll do this? Of course, baby. Now, if you're in a fucked up relationship, I know it's not easy to want to do that. The tendency is to want to, resist and rebel all the time with things. But hopefully you're not in that. And if you are, schedule a consultation. Show you how to straighten that out. And, I think men forget. Should one his wife to buy things if he's the breadwinner? Re-ask that, DT. I don't know exactly what you're saying. That came out funny. I think I know what you're trying to ask, but I want to make sure before I answer it so I don't have to re-answer the shit. Cause confusion. So give me a clear question. Thank you, Antonio. Look, if you're coming in and you're perched up in here like a bird on a wire, hit that like if you're listening. And hit that sub. Should one ask his wife to buy things for himself? No. No, indeed. As long as obviously, if you're not putting the family in jeopardy, if you're not going to have groceries or, you're not going to have lights on or something's not going to get paid, yeah. But to ask? No, absolutely not. You don't have to ask. It's your logic and sensibility that they look up to you for. If you start asking her to help you make decisions, she'll lose trust in your ability to make decisions, which will make her very uneasy and uncomfortable. So no, you don't ask your wife, especially if you're the breadwinner. See, and here's what this whole culture is mistaken, that men should be asking permission to do shit. I don't understand Spanish, Julio. It's like, that's, women might say, well, I want a guy who does this. No, they don't. No, they don't. They think they want something like that, and they get that, and then they kind of start trying to take over the house and trying to run shit because you can't trust. When a woman starts trying to dominate, that's telling you she doesn't trust what you're doing or she doesn't believe in you. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people, but that's fact. Hey, multi-crew. What's up? So no is the short answer to that, DT. He says you look like a pirate with your beard. Oh, okay. Arr, matey. Arr, gar. Yeah, I hear people say that. Oh, let me ask the boss. I'm like, what the fuck? I know guys I'm in jiu-jitsu with, and we're like, come on, let's go to dinner after. And they're like, hold on, I gotta ask the boss if I can. I'm like, you gotta ask your fucking wife permission to go eat dinner? Like, what kind of pussy are you? Like, I don't even want you to come now. Sexy pirate, huh? Keep it real. Like, that disgusts me. I don't trust men who beckon to their women. I can't trust men like that. That means you don't trust yourself. You don't have much confidence. And any man who defers to a woman is not going to be in a good mind space to contribute anything in a strong man's life. I mean, if it's something as simple as you go into jiu-jitsu, you want to go with a group of fellas, and you have to call and say, hey, I've heard him do it. Hey, do you mind if I go eat with the guys? Like, I'm like, hey, no, stay home now. I don't even want you with me. Honestly. She says, I mean, you let your wife or partner know, right? As long as there is open communication. I don't see this. Not all the time. Sometimes I just go. Not really. Like if we're in a house together and I'm going somewhere, I'm like, hey, I'm going to run here, there. I got to go to the store. You need something? Or I'll even ask stuff like, what you about to do? I'm about to go do my lovely has a bathroom routine. It takes her about an hour. So she says, I'm about to go get in the bathtub. So I said, all right, I'll be back. Okay. She says, where are you going? I'm running to the store. You need anything? Yeah, would you mind? Or she'll say no, or I mean, out of courtesy and respect, but I never feel it absolutely necessary for me to ask anything. Zorian says, do you mind? LOL. You don't ask, you go. Yeah, that's it. DYC Musical. Hello, sir. Where are you from? I'm from Louisiana, sir. Where are you from? The great state of Louisiana. The carnivore diet. It sort of it reduces inflammation. It restores your gut. It's easier on digestion. It restores some of your cognitive abilities because of the fat and the protein. It sheds some dead water weight, gets rid of that retention, that water retention caused from carbohydrates and junk food eating. It does a lot. It helps you heal. Musical says, I'm from India. Have a nice day, sir. Well, you have a nice day, too. Thank you. Glad you came in. Hit that like while you're here. And hit that subscribe. Since you're already in the neighborhood. Join that Telegram. Hold on a second, y'all. I got to switch off the screen real quick. All right, I'm back. I had to look at something on another part of it. Boys' night out and girls' night out. What's the difference, PM, and what happens on these nights? Girls' night. I mean, that could mean many different things. I think with the context you asking is probably the more... I don't think vegans are stupid. I think they're just uninformed. Maybe they all are stupid. I don't know. My thing is, if you're so against eating meat and getting the real nutrients and, minerals and vitamins that meat provides to human beings, why do you try to make everything look like meat? Why do you have to have like carrot bacon and, tofu eggs? Like, just eat the fucking tofu and eat the carrots as they are. Why do you have to have it in the shape of meat? That's crazy to me. What's up, Tanner? Back to your question, DT. Good question as always. DT, monitor the chat because I'm going to freeze the chat and answer your question. Guys, hang in there. If you have questions, just leave it. If you really want an answer, put it in the super chat and I'll get right to you. I think what you're asking more is, here's the thing. Here's what I'm trying to tell you. If a woman's in a relationship, there's no reason for her to be getting all sexied up, going to hang out in bars and nightclubs with some single friends and introduce alcohol to the atmosphere. That's what single people do. If you want to be single, go be fucking single. And I have a hard stance on none of that shit. None. Girls trips, girls nights. There's plenty of other things you could do as a girl. You can go to a restaurant together. Y'all can go have a spa day. You can come to the house and eat dinner and watch a movie. You don't need to go to a club to do that. And what you'll typically get is the manipulation, the shaming tactic of, what, you don't trust me or you insecure, when they know that's not it. They just knowing that you're not going to allow them to go do some fucked up shit or misbehave. So what they'll do is they'll disguise it as your insecurity or your lack of trust, when it is, in fact, it has everything to do with your interest in preserving the relationship. So never fall for that. If a girl genuinely wants to go hang out with her friends and her other single friends in places like nightclubs and bar rooms and social places and events, and go act single, let her go act single. But you should make that a boundary before the relationship even begins. And if she does choose to do that, you make sure when she gets home that she knows that it's over. And if a woman who genuinely loves you can't understand your reluctance to allow her to go hang out in a social place, fraternizing, co-ed place, where there's going to be alcohol and there's going to be single men and single women, because I'll tell you, women's single friends are a cancer to your relationship. A cancer. I don't even want my girl having single friends, let alone going off with them. They're a cancer to the relationship. Do you understand how much more influenced women are by their peers than men? Do you understand that's a whole different dynamic? And that they're one or two single friends kind of hoes and, they're not happy and they see her in a happy relationship, that bitch will sabotage your relationship every chance she gets. These women don't want to see her happy. They want to drag her down to their level of misery. So they'll go out there and get her drunk, make sure she gets flirted with, and say, hey, I won't tell him anything. I'll tell him you at my house. Give me your phone. And don't think that doesn't happen regularly, guys. So my whole thing is, if you want to act single, go be single. Because in a relationship, there's no reason for any women to be doing that. Yes, Billy, that's true. The neighbor actually asked her wife if it was okay to have a drink at my place. I was like, bro, what? Are you asking your mom? I mean, I'm right here beside your house. Yeah, that's crazy. Shoot, Tanner, what's your question, Bubba? Well, that's a stupid question. Zorian says it's a lack of relationship towards a relationship. Go act single, but stay single after. There you go. What's up, Sifu? Yeah, and I'll tell you from the male perspective too, like, I'm not a barroom, a nightclub guy anyway. So But I don't really entertain that. And people who are single that I'm friends with know my boundary. They know not to pull any stupid shit with me, trying to entice me to cross over, because that'll end the friendship immediately. I don't play that shit. Look, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, and I'm in a relationship. If you try to coerce me or edge me on towards breaking any of those covenants and crossing those boundaries, that tells me you're not a worthwhile friend. And you have no respect for my value as a man and respect for my values. Therefore, you can't be in my life. Because if you're willing to try and compromise something as dear to me as my sobriety, my relationship, then that tells me you don't give a fuck about anything else in my life. You'll sabotage me every chance you get. And that kind of tells me that you don't like me. When I'm around people who act like that, that reeks of insecurity and jealousy to me. Because only insecure, jealous people want you to pull you out of your place that you're in. People who envy where you are and can't get there, don't know how to get there, will try to pull you back to their level. They get some kind of sick satisfaction out of it, knowing that it's like if that's how you want to present shit, get the fuck out of here. DT, you got to be on that. Side note, neighbor got cheated on by her. Kicked him out. 3 months later, she was butt naked asking for D at my place. So yeah, don't ask permission. That's where it starts, fellas. Death by 1,000 concessions. And what we'll do is we'll mistaken men for women. We'll mistaken women for men as guys. We'll try to go about handling things the way we would guys and rewarding. We try to reward the same way by becoming more accommodating, more thoughtful, and that's not the way. That's not the way. You will slowly dig your own grave. She's not a woman. She doesn't want to be rewarded the way you reward your friends. She wants you to be the man she looks up to and holds her to a higher standard. That's what she wants. Who's not afraid of her and not afraid to tell her no. That's where the attraction for you comes from. That's where the desire comes from. That stance and that place in the relationship. Not from, oh, do anything you want. Yes, honey. They don't like that. It's gross to a woman. In case you didn't know, now you know. Billy the Kid said, is it cool if your friends do smoke and do drugs, but don't try to force or entice you in any way? Yeah, I necessarily don't have to... the people I know on the periphery who drink and smoke and all, we're really not that close, so it doesn't bother me. And yeah, as long as you don't entice me, I don't have a problem with it. But I don't really see eye to eye with people who habitually drink and smoke pot. So I really don't even spend much time around them. I really don't identify with what they're doing and where they think, what position they think from. It's a different place I'm in. And so I typically don't find myself in those situations anyway. But you know what they say, you keep hanging around at the barbershop long enough, you're going to get a haircut. Environment matters. Environment matters. You become your environment. Like it or not, them's the rules. Max says, what do you have to say to a man who drinks routinely, but not such an extent where it could be considered a problem, especially about others? I fall into this category. It's not quite a habit, but it could be. I would say just to reevaluate because of the understanding what alcohol really does to you as a man, does to your brain, does to your body, does to your testosterone. Alcohol is essentially a poison that just rots your body and kills good cells, lowers your testosterone. It's not good for your mental. I would say reevaluate that anyway. You know, find more constructive and positive ways to deal with and cope and to unwind and to de-stress. There's a lot of much more productive, healthy things much more productive and healthy things and habits and hobbies and options you can use to get that fulfillment that you're looking for through the alcohol. That would be the only concern, is why. Why do you feel the need to do that so much? That would be the main question. And then explore that. And then look at some other options of what you could do in place of that. Look, I know people who drink every now and then. I'm an alcoholic. That's why I don't drink, straight up. It's full-on abstinence for me. And that's fine. I love it. I love my life. I can have fun without alcohol. I can still carry a conversation. I can pick up chicks. I can do all that shit without booze. That stuff is poison for me. It's literally life or death for me. I know people who, go out to dinner and want, well, Billy the Kid, the drink, you're just replacing one addiction for the other, buddy. You need to go to God and ask God to remove that. That's where work is. Alcohol is a depressant, yes. Azurian says she was actually turned on by me, not asking no permission. Poor guy, her ex. He was on anxiety pills. She was a masculine destroyer. Well, a masculine destroyer runs into a real masculine man. She becomes a sweet and loving princess. She's still going to try to test the fuck out of you, though. Women like that are typically not even worth getting in a relationship with. I don't think nicotine's unhealthy. I think the way you ingest nicotine's a nootropic. Like, these are unhealthy because you're smoking and there's other chemicals in it. But like the nicotine pouches, I don't think that's a big deal. Nicotine's just a nootropic. It's just a stimulant, a mild stimulant. So itself is, I don't find it to be harmful. There's not really many known side effects of just pure nicotine. I think it's the delivery. And then you got like dip and chew, vapes and cigarettes. Yeah, that's unhealthy. I say, why not just get with a pleasant, feminine, soft, feminine woman who loves to give to you. A woman who gets more out of giving than she does taking. Max says, thank you for such an honest and personal answer to the prior sobriety questions. You're a bit of an inspiration. I have to take off. I hope y'all have one. Well, thank you for saying that, Mac. That's a wonderful thing to say. Thank you. Mac as fuck with the $20 super chat. Look at Mac with the 20 piece tonight, y'all. Let's get some W's in the chat for Mac. Coming out hot. W's in the chat for Big Mac AF. Mac as fuck. The 20 piece. Much appreciated, man. Sincerely. Yeah, come on, fill that chat up. Fill it. W's, 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 W's. I want to see a whole bunch. Let's see, Foo. I'm in the middle of something. I saw your question. Let's get a W in a chat for my boy. That's huge. I think an iPhone's the best. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not a phone guy. I had an Android for years. I switched over because everybody I knew had iPhones. And it was easier for me to communicate and be a part of the group stuff. That's all. Yeah, that's awesome. Good shit, man. Good live tonight. I hate to end it, but I got stuff I got to do. And we had about an hour anyway. We had some good questions. DT, thank you for the questions, man. And everybody else who's asked questions. Yeah, I don't like hitting the vape on the screen. I just flip it back. But yeah, some good topics, good questions tonight. DT always contributing. Y'all know DT's been with me since the old days. DT came in when I would just do my Wednesday night lives. Considering I'm most adult, I must try the best to stay away from alcohol and drugs. Yeah, good route. Good route. Good. Please don't say your age. I don't want to know. This is a videos this live I do specifically for 18 and over. If you tell me you're younger than 18, I got to boot you. So if you don't tell me, I don't know. You stay and you learn, hopefully. But I don't know how younger people get in here. Because it asks me in the description, is this for 18 and under? And I say, no, it's for mature only. Well, look, everybody, another great live. Great live. I'm glad we got to get on early tonight. We got to go over some stuff. Thank you, everybody, for dropping in. Big Mac with the 20-piece tonight. If you have not yet, hit the like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Join the Telegram group. Link is in the description. You'll get my lives. There you go, Azorian, a happy ending. Good for you, man. Send them out with a limp. That's how you know you did it right. Boom. Of course, Billy, thank you for coming in, Bubba. And y'all, I'm doing a consultation giveaway. The only way, the way to enter that is go to proudmasculine@gmail.com. Tell me where you are and what do you want to get out of working with me. Give me 1-2 paragraphs. I'll be picking the winner next month. I got a few entries that have been turned in. So I go over them, I look through them and see. And it's a hard decision, but I can only pick one person. But put your name in a hat for a chance to get a free session, one-on-one. We'll work on anything you want. Dating, fitness, relationships, sex, mindset, anything you want to work on. Just give me a 1 to 2 paragraph description of who you are, where you're at in life, and what would you like to get out of working with me. So good, sign up if you want a chance. Proudmasculine@gmail. The link to the email is in the description. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for a great live, another